Hi YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today we are drinking a very special beer, as it is one of the few trappist ales around in the world. Not many breweries are true trappist breweries. Lots of Belgians will say abbey beer, but they're just either brewed at an abbey that has been bought or using an abbey name. Trappist is a real abbey beer. This is Orval. Orval is a 6.9% alcohol Trappist from Belgium. It is brewed and bottled by Orval SA. It's supposed to be served between 12 and 14 degrees Celsius. This is probably at about 10 right now, so I'm going to hold it in my hand a little longer while I talk. Interesting fact about it. It was brewed and bottled, well, it was bottled on the 2nd day of September 2010. It's best before the 2nd day of September 2015. So this beer is good for 5 years sitting on your shelf. It's been sitting here for about a month now. So it would have been in transit and at the liquor store for a good 3 or 4 months before I got my hands on it. I'm going to be opening it with my Carlsberg credit card opener. If you guys have this, it does a really good job at saving the cap. It doesn't really bend it in half too much. It's an oversized tulip glass. This is a small bottle at 330 milliliters, so it's probably not even going to come close to filling up the tulip glass. But I figured most Belgians should be in one, so, well, in a tulip or a goblet. It's a Trappist. I figured, you know, maybe it'll help get... whatever. Let's just drink it. Wish I had a camera person right now so they could, you know, zoom in. But this new camera, sound works a lot better. Picture is a lot clearer. It has to be done from so far away. Now, I wasn't really knowing what to expect with this beer. I kind of thought it would be something somewhat similar to Orval, just as Duvel, just from the smell I got off of it. When I opened it, I was right. It hits right exactly, the beer line hits right exactly where Duvel is supposed to hit, right at about the middle of the Duvel signature. The rest of its head, just like with a Duvel. So, it's very, very thick head. Very thick. Thick bubbles. Sounds a lot like Rice Krispies. Very amber. It's an orangish brown. Very, very opaque. Hard to see through at all. It's a very nice looking beer. Head is beautiful. It's the one thing I like about Belgian beers. They just love to do things like that. Make a beer that's just going to head up and stay. I mean, I love Duvel for its taste and its scent. I've never had Orval before, but just as when I opened the bottle, just the smell made me think of Duvel. I really love the fact that it's able to sit on a shelf for 5 years. I really love the bottles that they make. This one's label's a little messed up, so I don't know if it's going to join my bottle collection or not. But it's a cool shaped bottle. I mean, fits nicely in the palm. Looks kind of like a bowling pin. Anyway, I've talked enough. Time to sniff this beer. Sense of citrus come off the nose. There is a lot of yeast on the nose, a lot of malt, lots and lots of cinnamon too. The cinnamon and citrus mixed together. That yeast is there giving it that biscuity sensation. That biscuity sensation is one of the reasons why this head is so abundant. I love it. I love that right now, as it's fading away, it's leaving like tidal waves and stuff. It's a beautiful looking beer. You can't take it away from it. Beautiful smelling. Again, the cinnamon, the citrus, the malt. I don't really get any hops on the nose. From the glass, it actually has more fruity sensations coming out of it than in the bottle. It kind of smells like one of those red citronella candles that you can get. And the malt comes off a lot more out of the tulip glass as well. Strong malt, but it smells amazing. It looks great. It smells great. It is a trappist, which gives it some extra value too. It's a 20-cent refund too instead of 10. Ooh, interesting. Feels at about the right temperature now. As you can see, the head is fading on just one side and staying pretty much true the rest of the glass, but it's really cool. That's the one thing I've always liked about the really heady Belgian beers too, is as they fade, they leave like icebergs and stuff in the glass. Obviously, it's a sipping beer. Just by the head, you can tell it's really meant to just sit there and be drank slowly. The fork is on the table. Asked me to do this months ago, and as I said, I've had it sitting there for a month, but I didn't want to do it on the old camera. I wanted the camera with the better sound system, so I waited. Sorry, but it's here now. Let's try her out. It's different. It's very different. Soft, smooth, easy drinking. There is carbonation in there that tingles your tongue, but the bubbles aren't harsh at all. They're super soft. They're there, they're tingling all the way across the tongue, but they're just tiny little bubbles. The cinnamon starts at the front of your tongue. As the beer crosses across your tongue, you get the citrus. The citrus is huge on this beer. Very tasty, mixes with the cinnamon great. As it goes down your throat, the malt and the yeast come out, still mixing with the citrus. I mean, I can still taste the citrus right now, but I also have that sensation of malt and yeast. The yeast isn't overpowering. It's not as much on the taste as the feel of the beer. I mean, now the beer's out of my mouth and I got that bready feeling as if I had just ate a piece of bread. You know, that somewhat dry mouth feel. Not thirst quenching, oh my god, I'm going to die of dehydration, but I just had something high in yeast in my mouth. The sediment is still on top of this head, and I'm probably going to drink it anyway. Actually, I don't even know what to explain it like. It has a taste of something I've had before, and it wasn't a beer. It was a... I can't put my finger on it, and it's pissing me off, and it's going to piss me off the rest of the review that I can't put my finger on what this tastes like. It tastes like something I've had, but exactly what it is I can't figure out, and it bothers me. It's really good. The aftertaste really isn't there. I mean, it's citrus, malt, and yeast is your aftertaste, and it tastes great. Your foretaste is the cinnamon and and citrus. Your aftertaste is citrus, malt, and yeast. And the middle is just citrus. I mean, it's a great tasting beer. It's complete. I love its complexity. It fills your mouth up with almost a creamy sensation, even though it isn't, because it's a soft and smooth beer. Yet every orifice of my mouth is filled with sensations from it. If only my wife could cook as well as this. If this was a woman, I would sell my left nut to be with it for one night. I love it. It's just so tasty. If it wasn't a Trappist, I would actually almost believe it was a white. Other than the head, all that citrus in there, I'm starting to get hints of coriander the more I'm drinking it. It's awesome. I love this taste. I need to go find myself some more Orval. And now that I know that it's good for 5 years, I'll just stock up on it. Buy like 30 bottles of it and hide them in places. Go to the washroom in the back of the toilet tank, there's a bottle of Orval. Go out to the garage to do some work. In the tool cabinet, there's some Orval. Go up onto the roof to, shovel snow. In the chimney stack, there's an Orval. I have plans right now, guys. I have plans. I'm going to give it a... See, I've given one beer in my entire beer reviewing history a 9.5. And I have a beer in my fridge that I have a feeling is going to be a 9.5. Excuse me. Oh, it even tastes good when you burp. Anyway, I want to give this a 9.5. But do I want to have a whole bunch of beers at a 9.5 out of 10? But at the same time, if it's worth a 9.5 out of 10, it does deserve it. But am I only wanting to give it to it because I've had some bad beers recently? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chug what's left in this glass, which is pretty much all of it. And then, mattering how I feel after that, it's either going to get a 9 or a 9.5. So, Orval, 6.9% alcohol, Trappist ale from Belgium. Beautiful taste, beautiful look, beautiful smell. I'm glad I picked up the Duvel Tulip glass because it wouldn't have fit in any other glass. What am I going to give it? That's worth a 9.5. It's 9.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching the Albino Rhino beer review. Good beer drinking to you all. Have yourselves a very good night. Bye-bye.